Mm. Welcome to your weekly windup. I am so pumped we're here. I have been dreaming this up for a very long time. I um I have business goals, I have client goals, I have so many different goals that I have for people, and I wanted it all to come under one umbrella of organized chaos, but I didn't know how to get there. And so here we are. And we're live and we're gonna make the most of every Monday. Um, I know it's early for the West Coast, but it's like late for the East Coast. So there's just there's no happy medium. But there is an opportunity to be here and to share and to grow and to become. And that's what I want for all of us. So um, today's focus is going to be, well, because it's our first one, I kind of want to be like a little bit of what are we, but we're embracing change as a catalyst for growth. I've always loved change. I've been someone who's loved change my whole life. I know it's daunting, but it holds like such a powerful potential for incredible transformation and progress. And I was thinking about myself over the course of this past summer and even the profound change I have made in um, who I am and what I am learning about myself. And I think the only way to make change, though, because I think a lot of times we don't even look to make change because we're too afraid to seek what is maybe too scary to do. And I think that there has to be a level of a willingness to evaluate your life from a place of uh, what is it that I need to do differently? What are things that aren't working in my life? So my these calls, I know this is our first one, but for those of you that are maybe you're wondering why you got the invite, maybe you're wondering now why you're getting the recording, you at some point in your life, actually, no, only in the last 6 months, purchase something from me or are an ambassador on my team, or you are a client of some nature. And so that's why you received this invitation. But these will be short and to the point. I have no intention of wasting people's time. I do, however, hope that it inspires you to either ask questions or make come back and tell me what you want to know or bring questions to the board the next Monday. That's like a big piece for this for me because I think that that is where we see change happen. And I think that that's the exciting part. So my first intention for you is to, it's down on my thing. That's okay. Um, the first thing that I want to share is if you are looking to change some things in your life, my best advice is to start with an inventory. To sit down with a piece of paper and a pen. I like notepads or notebooks. Um, James had it. James really messed with me today. My both things I need are downstairs, and he had them. Um, Start with your notebook and start with you, put you on there. And maybe it's not even and then just like download and like write down the things that are working and write down the things that aren't. And I recommend going into this at like a vulnerable part of your day. Only you can know, only you kind of know what that vulnerable part of your day is. But to sit down with a paper and a pen and just like what's working, what's not. Then move to, marriage. Then move to each kid individually. Then move to your home. Then move to you can this kind of all of it, yeah, all encompassing, but financial, emotional, relation, that's kind of all you, but you could separate financial from all of them and, assess that. But take the time to figure out what is not working. Because the only way we're going to be able to make any change is if you are willing to assess what is wrong and then decide that you need to fix it. So in the beginning of the summer, I realized that the workouts I was doing, the way I was running my day, the way I was handling my kids, the relationship with my husband, um, even things I was getting hung up on, were causing me frustration, if you will. And so I kind of did this exact exercise, and I sat down and I assessed what needed change. I assessed what needed my my energy. And I made massive action. I made a plan. I went on a 40-day fast. I prayed through the things that I know needed the change. I'm on day 36. I have so much clarity as to where I need to go in some of those areas. And I think that when we assess, we find the opportunities for that are hidden in change, right? We change, we become very comfortable in change, and we realize that when we're in comfort, we're not growing, we're not becoming at all. We're actually staying very stuck in what it is that maybe is causing us frustration and harm. And so we begin to really make massive strides in our life going forward. And I think that that is so awesome, naturally. Did you knock on my door? Did you knock on my door? Sorry, dog joined. Did you knock on my door? Where are you? So I think that that's where we really begin to see our lives in a different place, and we start doing things that are going to maximize our life in a big way. And so I encourage you to do that. Take inventory, take ownership of your life. Nobody is going to change it for you. Nobody is going to show up for you. Only you can do that. And isn't how great is that, right? Like only you can do that. I have watched woman after woman take massive strides in their life over the course of this month. And it's been incredible to see that happen. Because this is live in living color, I can share we are I do teach a 4M method, which is just four principles that have to do with four uh, into your health and wellness. And I do run those every month. So if you are looking to really take massive action in your health and wellness, you can plan for that. Though, we'll re-up and start one in September. However, there will be another one. If you do not jump in, you do have an opportunity today. Today is the only day because there are a couple girls that are going to start on Monday because it's back to school. So, you know, and like some of the other things, like making sure you're involved in different Bible studies or different relationship building things. um I cannot stress enough in my organized chaos group. And if you're not in there, just message me and tell me. But in that group there are so many chat threads that will like literally leave your life so blessed. But we don't take action, right? We don't do even just those simple things. But yesterday I shared a TED talk about the game that can give you 10 extra years of your life. And the woman goes through such specific examples that are so practical in adding on to our lives. And it's not crazy, but we have to be in a place where we want that expansive growth, right? We really want to see um, our life get better. And I think that we can do that. So, okay. that is my, again, I'm not here to take you all day, but I did want to just kind of share that one piece um, in ways that you can make massive change and let it be the catalyst for growth. Will it be uncomfortable? Yes, absolutely. It will. But will you be so blessed by it? Yeah, you will. And it will be something that you can build upon and build upon. And I love the idea of thinking about change in the sense that you're almost preparing for battle because the reality is life is going to continue to throw us wild loops everywhere we go. And if we're not prepared, our ship will sink, right? If we're not prepared in the little things, then we're going to get lost when that big thing happens and we find ourselves, with a sick spouse or kid or something worse or a lost job. But if we're prepared in all of it, we will find blessings in all of it. So I hope that helps you. Okay, I want to talk a little bit of business because I said that this would be business as well. And the same goes for change. I cannot tell you how many people I talk to who want to grow a business. And I hope this works for you and you're wherever you are. Maybe you're like not in business, but you're in something else. That's totally fine. You don't, it's totally, you can be in all of it. But um, oh, there it is. Sorry, I was looking for something specific. If we keep doing the same thing that we're doing and it's not producing results, then we have to be willing to hear what's going to work and change. Um, and I can promise, okay, so I was doing the same thing in my business. I was just kind of doing, I was posting what I thought would be a clever reel, and I was, posting those and hoping for the best. And for those of you that have nothing to do with social media business or you don't want business tips, you're welcome to pop off at that point because that, I get it. But if we're not, oh yeah, back to my story. So I, I, I just kept doing the same thing and I kept getting kind of lost in the weeds. And then I started to like actually look at what was working for others. And I began to kind of apply those principles to my life and my business. And I began to see change. And at first it didn't make sense and um, it didn't really like click. But I can't tell you how much it clicked now. And now it's conversations are streaming. There's so much more happening in my business. And I think that we get so afraid and we don't do anything because we're afraid to like mess it up or mess up our social media. We really can't mess it up. I mean, unless you allow a hacker in and he takes all your business. Can happen to me. But it's not the likelihood of that happening isn't going to happen. Um, so so if you are, here's just like a quick tip. If you're looking to create a reel, head to your Explorer tab and you're going to type in. So let's say I wanted to create a reel about um, um, gaining muscle. Okay. So I would go and I would head over to the Explorer page and I would type in gaining muscle. And then I would look for reels that had gone like way viral, 1.6 in the millions of views. And then I'm going to where it said like something about I'm scared to gain weight, or whatever. And then I'm going to recreate the reel as my own. This is kind of how I really started, and it really began to work. And then I published it, and I think it was such a simple tool, but it was so effective in recreating reels that made sense to the niche that I was trying to speak to, as well as what was already working, but creating it for myself and creating it for my own. So if that is you, and you're stuck, the first thing I would do, and we're going to go right back to the pad and paper, is to take your piece of paper and you're going to write down what is working in your business, and then you're going to write down what kind of clients you are speaking to. This will be your greatest thing that you can do for your business, because we so often, I work for a company that sells so much stuff, and I could get lost in the weeds. I could help someone with their with their home cleaning supplies. I could help them with their skincare. I could help them with all those things. But the truth is, it all comes back to perimenopause symptoms. It all comes back to how I can help them in that. And guess what happens? Because perimenopause symptoms get worse when we add toxic products to our life, then I can weed that in. But my whole purpose is speaking to that hormonal woman. And so really like keeping my niche there and focusing on that is really what I plan to do. Okay. Ooh, I hope you didn't get off. I hope the business person didn't get off. Um, I wanted to share. So I am I am walking right now. I have a back to school course happening. And every week I will be sharing a new Bible verse for you and your kids to memorize in here. And so I just wanted to share um, that, so you're not like totally taken off guard. But um, so just so you know, so the intention for that, or for this week, your memory verse is, and I wrote it down. Oh gosh, get off. You guys notice how many ads are on pages now? Just is like crazy. Hold on, there it is. I will never leave you. I will never abandon you. Deuteronomy 31:6. So that is our memory verse for the week. If you are following along with that course, you will know what I'm talking about. And if you're not, and you just need a Bible verse for the week, Deuteronomy 31:6. I will never leave you and I will never forsake you. Um, okay, that's all I have. I wanted to keep this under 30 minutes. Do you have anything for me? Do you have any questions? That will be one thing that I will ask. I hope that this can become, really just a place for us to um, grow and become and change. Um, I'm going to give you one more thing. Okay, are you ready? The measure of intelligence is the ability to change. Albert Einstein. To improve is to change. To be perfect is to change often. Winston Churchill. Your life doesn't get better by chance. It gets better by change. Jim Rohn. Growth is painful. Change is painful, but nothing is as painful as getting stuck somewhere you don't belong. Mandy Hale. If you want to make enemies, try to change something. Woodrow Wilson. It's not the strongest of the species that survive, nor the most intelligent, but the one that's most responsive to change. Charles Darwin. In any given moment, we have two options: to step forward into growth or step back into safety. Abraham Maslow. Embrace uncertainty. Some of the most beautiful chapters in our lives won't have a title until much later. One of my favorites, Bob Goff. The only way to make sense out of change is to plunge into it, move with it, and join the dance. Alan Watts. Change before you have to. Oof, that's so good. Jack Welch. The secret of change is to focus all of your energy not on fighting the old, but building the new. And that was Socrates. All right, y'all. I hope that you have a fantastic day. I hope that you have a fantastic week. Go in with integrity, go in with intention, go in with looking for ways to change. Be blessed. And remember, you were made on purpose for a purpose.